play now.
Okay, hey everyone. So we are going to talk about Instagram. We have a couple different people that are going to come on and just kind of tell you what they've been doing, what's been working for them, how they're working it on the daily, just basic things that you need to know. So I'm super excited. So we are going to start off by basically just talking about the super basics, because I think this is one of the most important things when it comes to your profile. Oh, by the way, my name is Susan Sund. I'm not Katie Harold. It says I'm Katie on my screen, but my name's actually Susan. I'm from Toledo, and I'm a diamond, and I've been with the company for 4 years, 5 years, 4 years, 5 years. So that's me, by the way. So we're going to talk about the basics. So I want you to think about first impressions, right? Like if you meet someone, what your first impression is. Like think about how important that is when you meet someone. Like, you know, how they're dressed, how they speak, you know, how they present themselves, like how your conversation goes. If it doesn't go well, if they're maybe not dressed the best, if maybe they don't have the best speech, or like as in like saying, you know, maybe weird things with cuss words, and they're just like, it's just not a good first meeting. Like, are you going to want to maybe meet them again or like start a friendship with them? Not as likely, right? As if they were well dressed and well spoken and had good conversation, good flowing conversation with them. So it's the same way with your Instagram. When people go to your Instagram, the very first thing that they see is your profile picture, your name, and your bio. Okay, so if those three things are not like up to like par with Instagram, then you are not going to have people following you, and that's not going to turn over to customers and distributors, right? So those are the three most important things. So your profile picture, it needs to be a picture of you. It should not be a logo. It shouldn't be a picture of a group of 20 people. It shouldn't be, you know, an animal or a mascot or a team logo or anything like that. It needs to be a picture of you, because people buy into you. Like people are going to buy into you before they're going to buy into your business or your products. So they are there to get to know you as a person, not as a business. The second thing is your name. So, you know, your name, you want people to know, number one, what your name is. And I know not every single person has, you know, your name in your Instagram handle, and that's okay, but make sure that your name is somewhere on there. So Instagram gives you the option to have your Instagram handle and then your actual name, like in your bio. So I would definitely have your real name on there so people know what your name is. And your handle should be something that makes people want to follow you. Like there was one girl that started following me, and her name was like, I don't even know. It was something like something psycho or like psychotic something. And like, I was like, like, right. So if your name like does not invite people in, then I would definitely change that. And then lastly is your bio. And just something like quick side note, these are all things that I've just learned over the last couple of months because I've decided that I really want to start working on Instagram. So these are not things that are just like my personal opinions. These are just things that I've done a lot of research on. I've watched training videos on, you know, I've read articles on. So that's where most of this information is coming from. So your bio, I mean, that's honestly the most important part of your Instagram, because that is how Instagram works. When you go to someone's page to decide if you want to follow them, one of the first things you do is you read their bio, because you want to know what they're about. So if your bio is not inviting, if it's not something special, if it doesn't draw people in, you're just doing yourself a disservice, like by being on Instagram, honestly. So take a look at your bio. Think to yourself, if I was a stranger and I came here and I read this, would I be intrigued? Would I, you know, would I want to follow me? So I would also make sure you take everything that has to do with It Works out of your bio. You should not have on there that you are an It Works rap girl. You should not have that you're, you know, a Ruby with It Works. You should not have your It Works website on there. Because like I said, when people are coming to your profile, if they're seeing that you are an It Works distributor, the second they go to your page, the chances of them following you back are probably pretty slim. So the only link that you should have on there is either Linktree. I can talk about that later if you guys don't know what Linktree is. Or you should just have your Facebook just have your Facebook page on there as your link. And then that way, if you're talking to someone, you say, you know, let's meet up on Facebook. My link is in my bio or something along those lines. So that is the basics that I wanted to start off with. It's all super important. So go take a look after this. And how did you find your Facebook link? All you do is you go to Facebook, you go to your Facebook page. So click on your name, and then up at the very top, you just copy and paste the URL. It's in the bar, and that is your Facebook link. So basics, like I said, after this, I would go take a look at your Instagram page, and don't scroll. Just look at the top and think to yourself, would someone want to be my friend? And if you guys have any questions about that, let us know. So that is the basics. So we are going to start off with Ashley, which I see your pretty face right there. So you'll have to unmute yourself because you are muted.
Hello.
Hey, Ashley.
Hi.
Okay, so basically, I just want, well, first of all, who are you, where are you from? Tell us your like super 10-second story.
My name is Ashley Tuttle. I am a college student at Cleveland State, and I joined the company like 3 or 4 months ago. It was about 4 months ago.
Okay, cool. So you're 21, right?
No, right. No.
Okay, oh my gosh. Okay, so you've only been in the business for 3 or 4 months, and Sharon said that you were rocking out Instagram. So we're like, okay, let's do that. So is Instagram like the way that you've been mainly building your business then, or?
Yeah, pretty much. I do most of my work on Instagram. I do some through Facebook, but not nearly as much.
Okay. So I guess first question is, how many people have you signed from Instagram? Like, are you signing most of your loyal customers and distributors from there?
All of my distributors have been from talking to people on Instagram. I've actually gotten probably 3 or 4 more loyal customers from Facebook. I don't know how or why. I think because I follow more like older people who would be more into not exercising as much and trying to get in fit with the products. I think that's just kind of why with that. Yeah, just Instagram is what I sign like all of my younger like distributors because I like fit more with like their lifestyle and stuff like that.
So are these people that you like already know, or are they just like random follows on Instagram?
One's a random follow, and then like 3 girls that I signed are like old friends. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I don't think that a lot of my people that I signed have been randoms yet, but I'm working on a girl from Australia right now. She's supposed to sign before the deadline's over, so I'm super excited about that.
Yay, that's awesome.
I know.
That's super exciting. Okay, so I want you just to tell us a little bit about how you work your Instagram every day. Like, what do you do every day on your Instagram? Like, how often do you post? Like, do you use stories? Like, how often do you use those? Like, just give us a little. Oh, P.S. Quick side note, if you guys have a question, please feel free to type it in the chat and we'll try and get it answered.
Yeah, okay. I basically okay, will you repeat the question one more time?
Yeah, just what's your like daily life look like on Instagram? Like how many times do you post, like stories?
Yeah, I try to do at least 2 Insta stories for the business today and then 2 regular like life, just about me kind of stories.
Okay.
I don't want people to think I'm being spammy or anything. And then for my actual like newsfeed posts, I'll post like one friend, fun, me post, and then like an It Works post. And then like another like selfie or like a picture with my friends and then an It Works post. I try not to like overload It Works because I like people to see like my actual life in there as well. I probably get on Instagram like I get on when I make time to get on because like during the day I have classes and all that kind of stuff, but like I will literally get on like eating lunch and I just like get on and I don't even like look for like my friends' pictures anymore. Like before I started this business, I mostly was on there to just like say like what's up to my friends or like see what they're up to. But now I'm like strictly I get on and I just like and comment on people's pictures so I could see as potentials.
Right. Okay. So when you're making like your business stories, are you doing polls? Like, are you sharing before and after pictures? Like, tell us a little bit about what those look like.
Yeah, I like doing polls because I like to see who's interested in them. And then when I do the polls, I make sure that I put it like in a spot where they're actually going to have to like reach their thumb or like reach their finger to go do it instead of just like tapping and accidentally. Because if they're going and or like voting in your poll, that means like they're kind of going out of their way, I guess, to like
Right.
to like interact with you. I do I do share a lot of results pictures sometimes. I go in like spurts, I guess. Like one day or like for a week, I'll talk about like the business and the products, and then at the end of the week, I'll start showing more of the results.
Okay.
I don't know. I like thinking that like if I show more results pictures at the end for the products, it's like payday. Like Friday's a payday for a lot of people. They're gonna be like, oh, like I have money, I can get that, you know.
Yeah.
Ashley, I would love to chime in for just 2 seconds. For people that are super new to Instagram, can you tell us what the heck a poll is and how to make it, and explain the difference between just putting like yes and no, and like what you kind of put for poll options?
Yeah. To do a poll, it's like one of the little buttons at the top of on the top right hand screen, and then it'll bring up like this list of stuff, and you hit poll, and then it'll bring up and it'll say like what's your question, or like type a question or something. You can either ask a question there, but I like to make my questions bolder. I like to do them like actual like typing, and then like leave that blank. And all you have to do to change the yes or no inside the poll is just like click inside there and like delete the yes and like type whatever you want to. It only gives you like a couple letters or like 2 lines of words, and then it'll cut you off. But yeah, you just press on it and like delete it and like retype over it.
I liked your little tip though about like having the poll up at the top, like in the corner thing, because it's true. Like so many times people will just tap to go past, and then you message them, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, I accidentally tapped it," and I'm like, "But did you really?"
Right.
So that's smart. Okay, so someone had asked, like, can you kind of explain how you fit this in your schedule as a college student? So I know you said like
on
lunchtime, but like kind of like walk us through that.
Oh yeah. It's like, it's not when I really like, I don't do it when I have time. I do it when I like make time to do it. Like I don't know, like I just want to do it. So like I do it. I don't know. And then like in between classes, I'll always do, I mean, sometimes you even catch myself like in class, like scrolling through Instagram, like people's pictures and stuff. But I have about at least 10, 15 minutes to an hour in between my classes before my day's over. So most of my time I'm just like sitting there. I'm either studying or just on my phone anyway. So I'll send out some messages, or I'll make a post or something. A lot of the times I just make posts during the day while I'm like in classes, and then I'll look at them later and then interact with the people who have liked my polls, liked my posts or whatever. And then the rest of the day, like, I don't know, it's just, I want to do it. So like, I just do it. This has been finals week. So like the next 2 weeks have been finals, and I'm going to be super busy, but like, I feel like I need to like really work too, because I really want to push myself. I want to promote this month. So it's not as hard as you think it was, because if you want it, like you're going to work for it. So I don't know. I manage my time to like, I'll get all of my studies in during the day, and then at night I know I can work because I got all of it done during the day. I don't know.
I love that, because I know Cami had just done, did she do a live? I don't remember what it was, but I know Cami was just saying that like it's okay to be obsessed with this. Like, and I kind of feel like that's kind of what you're touching on, like, 'cause it's so true. Like I feel the same way. Like I'm obsessed with Instagram right now, and it's just what I want to do. So like it's not about like trying to fit it in. It's just doing it. Like it's just deciding and just doing it. So
yeah, and that's exactly what it is. It's just, I want to do it. I don't really manage my time to do it. I just make time to do it.
All right, I love that. Okay, so how do you find people? Like, how many followers do you add every day? Like, how are you finding people? Like, are you, what's that looking like for you?
I pretty much, so I like figured out a ratio, like half of the people that I follow are going to probably follow me back. So like if I follow 100 people, I'm going to assume that maybe 50 of them are going to follow me back. So with going with that way, what was your exact question? I said that's how I follow.
How do you find people to follow?
Oh yeah. I'll go to anybody who I follow, post a picture with somebody. I'll automatically just like see who it is, like who they tagged, and I'll click on them, and like if they look like they could be a potential or anybody, I follow them. And then like anytime that happens, I'll always do that. Every time someone tags somebody, I'll go to their page and I'll follow them. Or me and Sharon do this all the time. We'll like hashtag like a place, or like I found the girl in Australia from doing like Melbourne, Australia. And I'll go to like a yoga place or like a cute boutique in Australia, and I'll find people who have liked that post because like they're active. And I'll like go to their pictures and like I'll find like people that way. I like doing hashtags too. I like searching for hashtags like hashtag fitness or like hashtag mom life or whatever. Because I don't know, I like doing it that way too.
You have your profile private, right?
Yes.
Okay. So have you ever gone public, or have you just always been private?
No, I've always been private.
Okay. I was just curious. I like that a lot too. And something that kind of crossed my mind recently about like searching places is that, you guys, like, we have Odoms all over the world. Like, we have Odoms all over the place, okay? And like, especially in Australia. Like Australia, I have a couple of potentials in Australia too. So what I like have been doing is I've been going to the events calendar and looking up and seeing what major cities we have Odoms in, like a month from now. And I'll go to that city and start following people there. And then that way, as I'm talking to these people that are in those cities, then I can just say, oh my gosh, guess what? Like, there is, there's an event there in your city. Like, you should totally go. And it's like my goal to get people to Odom. So that was just like another little thing. Because we should utilize the Odoms, even though they're not in our city. They might be in their city. So I love that little tip. Okay, let's see. Katie, do you have any other questions for her? Because I know I can see you over there, like, writing stuff down.
I'm writing all the good stuff down. I think what my question to you, Ashley, is, so we know how you found your friend in Australia, and I know a lot of you girls do this, but like, how did you start that conversation? Did she message you? Did you message her? Did she vote in a poll? How did you get this going?
It was actually one of my favorite messages that I've ever sent out, actually. I was just like, hey, like, I love connecting with people all around the world. I just think like, you're really pretty, and I love to like talk and like get to know you. And then like she would tell me about it. I'm like, oh, like that. She would like, then she messaged me back. She was like, oh yeah, that's super cool. Like, she's a blogger, so she like likes interacting with a bunch of people too. And I was just like, oh, that's really cool. Like, I'm doing this business, like, I'm not doing blogging, but I was like, I'm doing an online networking kind of like you. And like, I explained it to her, and she's like, oh yeah, like, that's really cool. And then we just got to get to talking, and she was super interested in it. So yeah, I love saying like, I love connecting with people all around the world, because it's not just like singling out like, oh, I found you and I want to talk to you. It's just like, I made it broader.
I like that. How many messages do you think you send out a day? Like, are you constantly sending new messages, like asks? Like, how many people are you asking a day?
Yeah, I'll probably send out like 20 messages if I'm sitting here like working, but throughout the day, like if I'll just send like random messages throughout the day, I probably make it to like 30 messages a day.
Okay, perfect.
Are these, Ashley, are those new messages, or are those like continuing conversations?
Well, new messages, like the people that I message are new messages, but I also talk to like people throughout the day, like that I've already talked to before.
I like it. Anything else, Katie? I feel like we covered everything. I'm super excited. I feel like you're killing it with Instagram. I'm like really excited for you. I love that you like focus on like business and then regular, because I know one of the things that I've also learned is like, we see enough ads in a day, you guys. Like, there's ads on Facebook now, there's ads in Facebook Messenger now, like there's ads in our videos now, there's ads everywhere. So if you're just posting stuff that looks like ads, people are going to scroll past and pay zero attention. So I love like what Ashley said about, making it about yourself too, like not just posting about business and just blowing people up. So if anyone has any questions specifically for Ashley, then please comment in the chat box, and we'll make sure to get those answered from her. But I loved everything. I'm super excited that I got to talk to you, because first time we've met.
having me on here.
Yeah. Oh wait, how do you find certain cities and people there? So I mean, you kind of said it was hashtags. So you
Yeah.
could look up. I've Googled things before. Like I've just Googled. I don't know. I've Googled like places in Australia, like boutiques in Australia. Like Ashley said, I've done that before. You literally just look those up and you just look stuff up on Instagram. If you're newer to Instagram and you're not sure, when you go in the search menu up at the top, you can switch it so that it's either people, places, hashtags, and I think there's a fourth one, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was just about to say that the places where I go, and I'll just like think of somewhere cool that I always wanted to go. Like I've always wanted to visit Australia. I can't bring that up, but I love Australia, and I'll just like search anywhere there, and like stuff will like come up, like people's posts will come up, or like specific places in that place that you search will come up on that, and it'll bring up a bunch of posts that people have tagged from that.
I like it. All right. Well, thanks so much for hopping on, Ashley. It was great talking to you. Okay, Sharon. Where are you?
I'm right here.
There you are. Hi, Sharon. Okay, so give us your little minutes. Who are you? Where are you from? All that kind of jazz.
Okay. I'm Sharon Tolliver, and I am a mom of two. I'm 32 years old, and I'm from Columbus, Ohio. And I found the wrap in like 2013, and I joined the business in 2015, so I've been here for almost 3 years.
Hooray! Okay, so kind of the same question for you for starting off. I know that you have a very good amount of followers, and I was creeping on your page a little bit. I know your followers number is really awesome. So
yeah,
tell us like what your daily Instagram life looks like.
Okay, so I'm kind of obsessed with gaining followers, not in like a weird way, but I will tell you guys, in October when I really sat down and I was like, okay, why am I not using Instagram? Because Facebook is great, but Instagram is like huge. So I started looking into some things, and when I did that in October, you guys, I had 400 followers on Instagram, and now I have 4,400 as of today. So it doesn't take that long to get real organic, good followers, right? But my day-to-day thing, I do that. I'm always using 2 apps every single day, Captivate and Cleaner. It's the best $10 you spend ever. Trust me on that. But every morning I'm making sure to put my life on my Insta story, my kids, showing how I'm a mom, showing just my life in general, but I'm also making sure to genuinely splash the business, how I love the business, and the products that I'm really passionate about throughout my story as well. So that's one huge thing about my Instagram that I do every day. The other thing I do is I make sure that I am going to the people who are liking my photos, following me that day. I'm making sure I'm going to their page and I'm interacting with them. It doesn't mean I'm sending them a message like, hey, hi. Like some people might do that. I don't necessarily do that. I'm going to their page and leaving genuine comments. I'm really looking through their page a little bit and like telling them their kids are cute, whatever, just making a real connection. Cause I feel like if they're going to follow me, we're going to be friends. Right. So I do that. Another thing that I do on Instagram, I try to post at least 1 picture a day on my feed. You don't want to post a bunch of different pictures on your feed. You just want to make one. I'm super picky with what I post on Instagram. Let's just say that. My Instagram feed, I'm very picky. My pictures are bright, colorful, airy. Like I'm just super picky about them. It might not even be a picture I took that day, but it's going to be a really nice photo, whatever one it is I put up. And if you're not sure how to do that, like go to Pinterest, and like look at a picture of a beach or something and get a really nice crisp photo and just say something about it. Like I want to go to the beach or whatever. And then the next day take a really good selfie and post that in natural lighting. And over time, you'll start to see that your feed will start to look really good. Because like Susan said earlier, people, that's when they get on your page, Instagram's very different from Facebook. They're going to see just that whole profile, and you want it to look really crisp, clean, not like ads or anything like that. So I do that. And then the last thing I really do every day is send out messages. When I get up in the morning, I always check my message inbox from the night before. So once I sit down, I get my coffee. I usually will add something to my story, whether it's like a devotional or me drinking my coffee, whatever. Then I check my messages and I try to answer anybody who I message before I put my phone down that night. Like Ashley and I will work a lot late at night. So everybody that we message that night, they'll be messaging me back the next morning most likely, and I will check that and I'll reply to them. And then I try to get at least 20 messages out a day to people who I've started to make like relationships with on Instagram. It sounds like a lot, but it's not. It's really not. I just honestly have fun with it. I have fun with Instagram. Yeah.
I'm going to stop you right there. So I love this little schedule that you have for yourself. Like in the morning, you have your coffee, you add your story, you check your messages.
Yes.
When you're sending out these 20 messages, now I'm assuming these are new messages.
Yes. Yeah. New.
What are you saying?
Okay, so I say lots of different things. This is how I look at it. So when people are like, well, who do I message? If someone is liking a lot of my pictures, they follow me, and they're watching my Instagram story every day through the end, I feel like that is not a cold message because they are following my life, and I have every right to reach out and at least say hi. That's how I look at that. So for me, like earlier, I'll just give you guys an example. Earlier, I was messaging when I had about 45 minutes to myself. And there was a girl who was liking all my pictures. And I went to her profile. She was super cute. So I just said, hey, girl. Or I said, hey, Emily. I like to say their name. I feel like that's personal. I really think that's important. So really try to take the time to find their name. Thank you for liking my pic, girl. I went back to your Insta to show you some love back. And oh my gosh, you're so cute. I just have to ask, would you consider doing what I do? I know I am straight up asking you right now, but I just had to. What do you think? I just say something like that. That's when I'm just like, I see somebody and I think they could do really well. They have a good profile. They're already ahead of the game. They have a lot of followers and they're liking all my stuff. I send something similar to that. Like Katie said, I'm bold. I'm proud of what I do, you guys. I love this business and I know what it can do for every single person that I'm messaging. So I have no shame in my message game. Let's just say that. And I just try to be super genuine and look at their profile. I do not ever message somebody unless I look at their profile, I look at their name, and I see who they are as a person. So, and I always make sure they're not with another company or it works too. And you're going to know that anyway if you're looking at their profile. But you might not be able to see right away, but just take a second, scroll down and look. And if they don't have it on there and they are, then that's not your fault because you didn't know. But that's just one example of what I do. If they haven't been liking my photos or anything and they're like on my Insta story, I'll just say, hey girl, I noticed that you, have been looking at a lot of my stories. I appreciate you watching my crazy life or something like that. Would you consider talking with me about doing this business with me? I'm sure you know what it is by now since you have seen my stories and everything. Like, what do you think? Just something like that. So it kind of changes up from who likes my photos, who's on my story, things like that.
Okay, so I have a couple of questions from the things you just said because I'm just loving all of it. Okay, I guess my first question would be, how did you gain 4,000 followers in months worth of time? Tell us how you did that.
So I was hoping you would ask me that because I really wanted to help you guys with that, because it's not as simple as just downloading Captivate and Cleaner. And for the first month or two, I was like, it was helping having those apps. It was going kind of slow. And there is a thing on the Captivate where, so Captivate is what helps you gain followers. Cleaner helps you clean them out. You don't want to have 1,000 people following you and you're following 5,000. It just doesn't look good. People are going to look at your Instagram and think, she's just following 1 million people and she just, whatever. It just doesn't look good. You always want to keep that ratio pretty good. Like right now, mine's like, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a little bit higher. My following is 5,000 and my followers are 4,000. whatever, and some change. Okay, so tomorrow I plan to get on my Cleaner app tomorrow morning and unfollow about 3,000 people. Now, what you're going to do on these apps, you're going to, like Ashley was saying earlier, you go to your favorite boutique. You find places that you could potentially find good, like Katie said on our list today, like, you know, really good, what's the word I'm thinking for? Like,
Quality.
yeah. Yes. So okay, let's just do an example. My favorite boutique is the Pink Lily Boutique. I love that boutique. I love it. I love it, right? So I follow them on Instagram. So I'm going to go over to this Captivate app, and at the bottom, there's a search bar. I'm going to type in that boutique. It's going to pop up. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to go to the first 3 photos, and I'm going to follow everybody who's liked those photos. Now, there's a big difference between going to the people who have liked the photos and just going to their followers. And the reason you don't want to go to just their followers and follow them is those could be Instagrams that they're not being used right now. The people might not be on them. It's just not good. So don't do that. You want to go to the likes on these boutiques and things and follow those, because those people are using their Instagrams, right? So what you're going to do on Captivate is you're going to add follower, like you'll see it when you get in there, but like you're going to do, okay, so if I go to the boutique right now, I'm going to go to the likes, on the first 3 photos, and I'm going to add those people to my cloud queue on Captivate. That is so important. Add them to your cloud, and this is why. I was, for the first 2 months, just adding them to my actions or just my queue. I can't remember what the other one's called. And I would physically have to go in every 2 hours and hit follow, and it would like do 200 batches. And then I'd have to do it again and do it again. And then I would have to turn on night mode at night, and it would do it for me. And I just felt like I was forgetting to do it. It was going slow for me. I wanted my followers I wanted to gain followers faster than that. So, excuse me. So I was like, how can I do this better? What am I not doing right on this app? So I started to do some research. Cloud is like amazing. You do have to pay like $2 extra for it or something. It's super cheap, but it is so worth it, you guys. Cloud runs all day. You don't have to do anything. It'll run while you're in the shower. It'll run while you're sleeping. It'll run while you're on a run, you know? So if I'm adding 400 people to my cloud queue, right now I have a pending queue on here of like 500, and my activity log says 469, and it tells me the date and everything, because it's constantly doing it. It does not stop. This app is working with Instagram 24/7 on the cloud to follow people for me that I chose to follow without Instagram blocking it. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So I do the same thing with Cleaner.
Sharon, I think what is important for everybody to know is that this app helps you manage like your followers, like gaining them or deleting them. But Instagram, the reason why these apps work the way they do in like chunks is because it wants to make sure that you're not spam. So that's why you put something in a queue, so it does it a little bit at a time. Because if you're sitting there following thousands of people at once, Instagram's going to be like, nope, and they're going to block you. So these apps help you do things, like Sharon said, in your sleep, but at a pace where it's not going to block you.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it took me a couple months to figure that out. I didn't even know. I saw the cloud thing there, but I didn't really pay attention. I wasn't sure what it was for. And then I started researching and I figured it out, and it changed everything. I literally only have to add, or I go to Captivate and have to just add people to the queue for it to follow. Same thing with Cleaner. I just go and I have it unfollow people. Now, that being said, super quick, if I'm following people for like 3 or 4 days in a row, I'll do that, give it 2 days, and then add new people to Cleaner for it to unfollow, because I want to give those people a chance to follow me back. So you don't want to just keep, you have to get your own pace with it, but I've got it down to like a science now, to where I like make sure it's constantly following people. But if, you know, it's like I have a 2-day period in the week where I let my Instagram have a little break, make sure people are going to get to follow me that I've been following all week. And then I'll go on my cleaner and select like 2,000 and let that run for 2 days. But while the cleaner's running for 2 or 3 days, because you already picked 2,000 people to unfollow, you can go add more people to your Captivate to follow them, because it's not going to unfollow those new people while it's unfollowing. Does that make sense? And those two apps, they work together so it doesn't block you on Instagram. I've been doing this for months and I have not been blocked at all. It's not done anything. So it's just, you got to take some time to figure it out. It's not hard. You just have to take some time to figure it out how it works for you.
Yeah, I love that. So I haven't used Captivate, so I'm definitely intrigued by that one. I do use Cleaner for my unfollows.
It's great.
So I'm super excited to
It's awesome.
Captivate. Okay, so I love all of that. So like Sharon said, you guys, like, it is so important to make sure that you are not following personally like 5,000 people, but you only have like 1,000 followers. Like, it looks so bad. So I kind of, as a rule of thumb, try to keep it like, I mean, like, my followers number should really always be biggest. Like, I always want my followers to be bigger than what my following is. And I know it's like really confusing, but like Sharon said, like, it just takes time. Like, it just takes time trying to figure it out and just mess around with it. So I always try to keep mine within like a couple hundred of each other. Like, I don't want them to be completely way out of there. So I love that. I love all of that advice on getting followers. What were my other questions? Okay. So my next question is, so you said that, you know, you'll message people who are watching your stories or who are like liking your photos a lot and stuff like that. Like, do you have any kind of like organizational way to keep track of these people? Or do you literally just like fly by the seat of your pants, like scroll through your messages and follow up with people? Like, how do you?
Yeah. So I'm still working on that. I actually found a video yesterday to print off your Instagram followers, because I'm still trying to find my way with that, because it is totally different from Facebook. But I will say that I have lists. I do write their names out, or I'm trying. I'm really bad about getting my list out sometimes and writing their name out because I've got a kid on me or something. Like, I'm trying to get better about that. But honestly, if I'm talking to somebody and I don't want to forget the people I talked to that day, it might seem like a lot, but I screen grab their profile and I put them in a folder on my phone. And it's kind of working. Like, that's something new I just did, because I'm still trying to find my way with organization on there. But honestly, when we're in like the mode where we're like right now with the $49, I'm literally going through my feed every day, or my messages, to make sure I'm not forgetting anybody I've talked to about the business. I didn't forget to write them down or put them in my picture folder, because I'm still kind of in the process of finding my way with staying organized with that. So I'm going to print off the follower thing too, or all my followers, because I don't typically unfollow, or, you know, your followers list is great because it is people who are following you. And that way you can go through and highlight them and see, you know, go to their page and interact with them and highlight them in green if you've interacted with them, or pink if they're interested in the business, or blue if you've talked to them about the business and they're on the fence, you know, just whatever it is you want to do. I'm planning on doing that this week, because I finally found a video where somebody was explaining it yesterday, how to do that. So I'm going to try that and see how it goes. But Instagram is very different from Facebook, you guys, but it's seriously an awesome way to find people who want this. I have people message me every day and ask me, what do you do? It looks so fun and stuff on Instagram. So
That's awesome. So have you been like signing people from that this month? Like, is that where most of your people are coming from?
Yes. So I signed Mary the other day. Mary is from Maine. She was somebody who was always on my stories, being so sweet, like being so nice. We just were talking back and forth. And then she asked me what it was the other day, and I told her like exactly what we do. And she was like, I really want to do it. And I'm like, okay, well, and I told her like how much and how it's half off. And she got right on my link tree, which Susan will tell you about, because that's awesome. And I have a thing on my link tree. It just says, click here to join my team. Or I don't like usually say team, but I say, click here to work from Insta with me. It literally says that. They click it and they join. And that's what she did. And then another girl, Jackie, who I love, we're already becoming super close. I got another Jackie in my life now, girl. She looked up like, what? She's on my team now, and she's somebody I met on Instagram, and we just really hit it off. And she's not from Ohio. I'm talking to people from all over right now. Somebody in Canada who was wanting to join. I'm trying to get her off the fence. So 2 people this week from out of state. And then Ashley, we Zoomed with a girl from Australia the other night who's supposed to join by tomorrow. So it's just been really cool. The amount of people, I feel like I have a harder time finding these people on Facebook and Instagram. It's so simple.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I love everything that you said, and I just wish that we could keep talking for hours about all the things, but we do have to, not keep everyone up until midnight. I mean, I could stay up. I know Kate.
I'm loving this. I'm taking so many notes, and I'm like looking at all of your profiles, and this is just so good. So like, keep it coming.
Yes, I love it. So, all right, Sharon, I think I got all of my other questions out for you. So again, you guys, if you have questions, like please post them in the comments, and we will get to the next people. But Sharon, if you have anything to say, like, or Ashley towards the end, like just pipe up and let me know if there's anything in there. So,
Sounds good.
All right, Alex. Are you alive? Are you doing okay? Where are you?
Hi, I'm here.
Hello. Wait, I can't see your face. Why? Please hold. I can't find you. Switch to. There you are. Okay. Okay. So same with you. Introduction. Tell us your daily Instagram life.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm Alex Ray, and I will be in with It Works 5 years in July. So it'll be my like longest holding job ever. I just realized. So breaking rules over here. Anyways, okay. So my Instagram life, like what my day looks like. Pretty much the same as everybody else's. That's what sucks about being last. Oh yeah, I know I'm up past my bedtime, almost. So I wake up in the morning and I always like seeing that little red notification next to Instagram. So I check Instagram, I scroll, I comment. Someone had gave me a really good tip a couple days ago, or I saw it somewhere, that when you're commenting on Instagram, when you're commenting on things, make it more than like 4 words. So I tried to like comment a sentence that's longer than 4 words, and I like to check the Instagram stories and comment on them because it goes straight to their messages. So I check all of my social media, and then I try to get a quote or something like relatable or funny up on Instagram first thing in the morning, because I know when people are waking up, like the last thing they want to see is like something negative or, just blah. So, yeah. And I try to post on Instagram at least twice a day. I have also been like researching and like reading video or watching videos. Sorry, you guys, I don't feel good at all. But my goal is to be posting on Instagram at least 4 times a day. But I'm on my Instagram story all day long because, like I think someone said earlier, like the more you're on Instagram stories, like the closer you are to the front, so the more people are going to see your stories.
So what kind of stuff are you posting to your stories?
So, my entire life, like that's what I feel over the last probably since I've had Tatum, because we're such a shit show together. Sorry for my language, but since she's been born, like it's her and I all day long until Bentley comes home. So it's like from the second she wakes up, I have her on Instagram. I have myself on Instagram. I'm sharing my workouts, fit tips, everything. And then obviously, like Sharon said, a splash of the business, pictures of me using the products, stuff like that. What do I feel my strength is on Instagram? I don't even know.
Like not even, okay, so like your niche or your niche, I don't really know how to correctly say that word, but like, what do you feel like your niche is? And what do you feel like you're the best at on Instagram? Like, what do you feel like you're just like really good at? on Instagram? I know it's a strange question.
My captions,
Okay.
my filters.
I have something to kind of like, this is what I think you're really good at, and I'd love for you to talk about it for a minute. Like,
Okay.
you are so real. Like, you're like so
Yeah.
transparent. Like, you are not afraid to post things, like tell people how it is.
Yeah.
Like, can you just like talk about like a little bit about like how you do that and why it's so important?
I just think it's really super important to be yourself. And I think since day one, I've always told people that you're branding yourself. You have to sell yourself. You can't sell what Instagram wants to see or Facebook wants to see. Yeah. I can't read the comments. I get so distracted. So ever since like I joined, I've never like
Take it.
you
Skylar,
get
I need wipes. Hurry.
you see.
Hold on one second. I'll mute everyone.
Okay.
Skylar, I need wipes. Hurry. Look, Bubby got ice cream all over my phone.
Oh no.
Hurry.
Katie is not letting me mute. Hey, Autumn.
I got Autumn.
We know you need wipes. Get the wipes. It's
Sorry.
important.
Okay, you guys should be good to unmute yourself now.
Life. I mean,
Okay.
you need the wipes. I get it. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
You're real, or you're yeah, being real. Continue.
Okay, so I mean, it's things like that. Like that's something that I would share on Instagram or Facebook. Like, oh my God, I'm on this live video with my team and forgot to mute myself. Now here I am. You know what I mean? Like, that's what people want to see. People want to see like me struggling daily with my daughter or like, you know, fitness bloopers or whatever. Like, that's just who I am. And that's what, you know, I try to tell people on my team, like, you have to sell yourself, whether you are clumsy or silly or, you know, you're not the brightest bulb in the freaking shed or whatever that quote is. Like, share that, because that's what people want to see. Like, make people laugh, because life is too short and to be serious all the time. So I've always said, like, be your own shit show. Just don't be a negative shit show.
I love that so much. I seriously think like that's one of my favorite things about like following you is like you're just so funny. Like, you and Ryan, like, you just freaking crack me up. And I think that that's why people just like feel so comfortable with you, because they feel like they already know you. Like, they join your team because they already feel like they're your best friend, like you're hilarious, and they're like, who wouldn't want to join your team like that? So I think that is just like so important, and just like I love that about you.
Yeah, social media is my diary. I just keep like all of, like I said, all the negative things here in my house.
Yeah. So have you always done Instagram, or like have you just recently started to?
I have always done Instagram. I started Instagram probably when I had after I had Bentley, because I was really looking into, I try to rap when Sarah had just joined. And that was probably when I had started using Instagram, because I wanted to. Instagram was like, back in the day, 8 years ago, Instagram was like nothing but fitness. And
What just happened?
Alex,
We can't hear you.
Alex, we didn't hear anything you said after you said Instagram used to be all about fitness.
Oh, you can't hear me?
No.
I can now, but when you said Instagram needs to be all about fitness, like your sound just stopped.
Oh, weird. Okay, so here I am. Anyway, so like 8 years ago, I joined Instagram because it was like only fitness. Like, that was the only thing that was on Instagram, I felt like. And so I needed tips and like workouts and stuff like that. And so I started using that to share my results and share other workouts that I was learning about and stuff like that. And what's crazy is like my first couple thousand, like my first 2,000 followers were like just a bunch of people working out. So I forgot the question.
Oh gosh, I was just curious, like how long you've worked your Instagram, like your Instagram, like for business purposes, and like how it's going. Like, are you signing a lot of people from Instagram right now? Are these people that you've been following forever? Are they new people?
It's people that I've followed for a long time. It's people that are new. I guess I have a lot of loyal followers because a lot of them are still with me. Some of them have probably become a distributor and they're not anymore. They're still with me. But yeah, I've used Instagram for my almost entire 5 years. I remember there's like an old picture. I need to go through and delete some of them, but there's an old picture of me at the tanning salon holding a box of wraps or something like that.
I love it. All right. Is your Alex on?
No, she's not. No,
Okay.
I told her she could type something up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Katie, do you have any other questions for Alex?
I honestly, no. I think that obviously an Instagram, I mean, I know that we're not done with this Zoom yet, so don't hop off, but Instagram is like something that we can keep teaching about. I literally feel like we could do an Instagram training every single week. And I just love hearing how everybody does it different. Everybody has like their own, like I put, come up with your own personal rhythm for Instagram and how it works for you. And just like a side note from me, I really feel like when I first started doing Instagram, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so overwhelming. I don't know what to do. But Sharon was right when saying like, you literally just learn a little bit as you go and you learn a little bit more and you become a little more comfortable with it. So I love watching Alex's stories because I love what she said. It's like, it's her own shit show, but it's like the positive part of it. And, it does make people realize like, wow, you're a real person. So anyways, I'm rambling just because I'm so excited.
Okay. So
I have a couple other tips. Really quick. Is that okay?
yeah,
So
go.
the way that I have Captivate also, but I'm so glad that Sharon shared all of that because I was struggling with learning how to use it. But the way that I gain followers is like, like they were saying earlier, like I'll type in a hashtag, like my favorite is mom of both because you always see like mom of girls, mom of boys. Mom of both is one of my favorite ones, so don't steal it because I'll find you. But I will follow those people, and once they follow me back, I'll go to their followers and follow them too because obviously if I get to start talking to one of them about the business, then I've already got their other follower or their other friends. And I'll also go to like their likes of their pictures too. And then I also reuse posts. If you like scroll to where you see your first 9 pictures, I make sure that they're not the same. And so if I scroll a little bit more and I see a post that got a whole bunch of likes on it, that was probably like a month ago, I'll delete it and I'll reuse it, maybe with a different picture, just to like recapture their attention. And I also delete posts. If I use an It Works product post, I will leave it up until I can't see it and then I delete it. So I just recycle.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I've reused pictures, but for some reason I've never reused posts. So I like that idea because I've never even thought of that. Jacqueline, it's super easy. You just push the 3, I think it's the 3 little buttons or the 3 little dots up at the top on your post, and you just click it and you can delete, and it'll give you the option to delete. So I love all of that. Okay. Again, anyone who's been on, if you guys think of anything else, like while I'm rambling, I'm going to go through, I made like a really long list and I was just trying to check off as you guys were talking, and then I'm just going to fill in the blanks. What was that question that just popped up? Because I missed it. Hold on.
Jacqueline, you have to do one at a time. That's the only thing that stinks. But if you stay consistent with it, it won't take that long.
True statement. I like what you said too about deleting your, like your product posts. Like if we have BOGO, for instance, like when we did the BOGO wraps, like if you have a BOGO picture still up, like go and delete that because BOGO wraps is over. So that should be deleted. So that's like an example, like just go back and delete those things. Okay, so I love everything. I learned new things. I'm super excited. Apps. I wanted to mention a couple other apps that we've learned about. I've learned about whatever to use. One of them is When to Post. Literally, it's called When to Post. That is the app. You go there, you log in, and it literally tells you the right times that you should be posting on your Instagram. Like it tells you when you have the most interaction on your page, and it'll tell you the 3 best times of the day. So most of the time it's like pretty early in the morning, like around like between 8 and 10 for me in the morning. And then my last 2 are always at night. I usually have one like around 9 p.m. and one like around 10 p.m. And like on Fridays, my best time is like 12 midnight, like is my best time between Friday and Saturday. So it tells you every single day. Yeah, and yeah, Katie's right. Like it'll be different for each account. So download it, look at it. It's really The other one would be PicTapGo. You guys don't have PicTapGo, like you literally need to download it like this minute when we get off of here. Like PicTapGo is life. I literally don't know how to post a picture to any social media platform without putting it in PicTapGo first because I'm obsessed. My favorite things on PicTapGo are, what do you want to call it, filters, is lights on. Like your picture, like Sharon said, your pictures should always be bright. So lights on, I always do lights on first, and then I do either contrast or auto color to get the color in there, and then crispity. I end every filter with crispity. Those are like my go-tos. Unum. It's UNUM. That is really cool. I can try and show you guys like really quickly so you know what it is, because I feel like it's going to be kind of confusing if I try to explain it, but I know it's like hard to see screens sometimes on a screen. But Unum is, so it shows you your feed. Okay, so like it shows you your pictures, and then you can go to this box and you can add pictures in there, and then you can rearrange them. So the point is to see like what your page is going to look like before I make posts. So if you like want to make a picture or make a post, then you can put it in here, and it might not like look right with the order of your things. It might not match like the right color that you're going for. So then I know like, okay, I need to filter it, or it's not the right time to post this. And you can drag it around and rearrange it. So like Sharon was saying, like you guys, it is like, if I've learned anything over the past month or two learning about Instagram, like your pictures have got to be good. Like Instagram is for pictures. That is the purpose. So I know it can be really daunting to look at, for instance, like Alyssa Bilyeu. Like it's really daunting looking at her Instagram because you're like, that's not my life. Like how can I take these amazing pictures? Like I don't have a life like hers. Like I can't be all this professional photographer all the time. But I'm telling you right now, you don't have to be. One of the things that I've really been experimenting with and doing a lot is using stock pictures. Like, and what I mean by that is going to Pinterest, typing in a picture of working on a laptop, and scrolling through and finding one and taking it and posting it. And then basically just making the caption something about business. So I was actually just talking to Katie about this earlier, that I've been finding that it's actually really easy to turn any picture or situation into a business post. Like once you start doing it and you start doing it over and over again, it's just going to start coming to you more naturally, and you're going to start doing it. So pictures are so important. So one of the things that I've been doing is I've been trying to have the same color theme with my Instagram. Okay, so like, right, like I'm going with like a light pink, and I want everything to be really light. So this is what my Instagram looks like. My Instagram is Sunday_Sue. If you guys want to follow me, I am private, but I'll accept you. So that is mine. So my highlights are all light pink, and then the majority of my pictures, this is a pink sweater, this is pink writing. Like I think that's pink. Yeah, those are like pink pajama pants. I remake all of my quotes so that they're white and pink. Like I never post a quote straight from Pinterest. I will word swag it so that it is the colors that I want. Like Paisley has a pink blanket, so I took a picture of her with her pink blanket. Like these pink nails, you guys. Like pictures like this, I got 100 likes on a freaking stock picture of nails. Like people love fashion and beauty on Instagram. Like they love it. So if I like haven't posted one in a while, that is what I will post. Like this one, for example, this is another stock picture that I just straight up snatched from Pinterest. Like all it is just a laptop with a pink blanket. So what I try to do is my top 9. So you guys keep hearing us talk about your top 9. Like those are the first 9 pictures that people see when they log into your Instagram. So I try to rotate. I try to always have a selfie in my top 9. People need to know what you look like. Like if you have random people on your Instagram, they are not going to know who you are, and they're not going to feel connected to you. I always try to have a picture of my kids because they're part of my life. That's what I post about. Like I'm trying to find other moms who want to be stay-at-home moms, or, you know, like I'm going to connect best with moms. So I always want to have a picture of my kids. My friends, I always try to have a picture of me with friends in my top 9. It could be It could be it works related. It could be non-it works related. But obviously people want more friends. So that's going to be a way they can connect with you. A quote, like Alex said, like there's enough negativity in the world, like throwing out that positivity is what is going to draw people to you. So I always try to have a quote in my top 9. A stock picture. So again, like a picture of really cute nails. Like I found pictures of really cute light pink Nikes, like that are freaking super adorable. Like I have that one saved to post at some time. Whatever it is. And just like a quick tip too, what I've done is on Pinterest, I created a board specifically for my Instagram page. And what I will do is like you don't have to get as intense as like a color theme if you don't want to, but like I went and I looked up like light pink, and I just went through, and if it matched my color and it was something that I thought I could use, I save it to my Instagram or to my Pinterest board. And that way, if I need something to post, I can go straight to my Pinterest board, snatch a picture up and use that. Fashion or beauty. So I always try to have in my top 9 a selfie, my kids, friends, a quote, stock picture, and fashion or beauty. So my stock picture isn't always fashion or beauty, but fashion, you guys, like I'm telling you, is what Instagram is about. Like pictures of nails, like hair, like I'll find a beautiful hair color, a hairstyle. Like I will post that and get a crap ton of likes. In those, I'll just post something as simple as like, okay, I'm obsessed with hard eyes. Like that doesn't have to be about business necessarily, but you want to give people a reason to follow you. Like you can't just be posting all business. Like I don't remember who it was that said it earlier, but you can't just be posting all business. People will unfollow you. That's going to be boring to them. You're not going to provide anything for them. Like this is all visual. So you have to think like, is this attractive to the eye? Like, am I attracting people? So that was that. What advice do you have for people starting on color theme? Okay, so once you guys start following me, if you scroll back, I literally just started doing this maybe within the past, I don't know, couple of weeks. Like if you look before that, like I didn't really have color theme. But then as you start scrolling, I slowly started getting into the pink and I started really liking it. And I was like, I'm going to roll with this. So my best advice is just go. Just do it. Just whatever. Like if you have a favorite color, go with that. If you maybe start going to other people's Instagrams. Like just start going to people that have a lot of followers. Like if you look up like mom blog, literally you can Google mom blogs on Instagram. Like just go to some people's pages, like go through, like look over and be like, what is it? Even get out a piece of paper and write down what it is that you find attractive about their Instagram. Like, why do you like it? Like what jumps out at you? And then just roll with it. So like my highlights, I made those cover photos for. I can't even tell you how, you guys. It was really intense. If you want to make your own cover pages for your highlights, go to Pinterest, type it in, how to make highlight cover photos, and there's a bajillion tutorials. Like I literally can't even remember because then it took me forever. So that's a good place to start. But highlights are really good to have on your profile too. It makes you look really snazzy and like you know what you're doing. So those are nice to have. What else? Stories. I mean, I think all of you guys really touched on stories. Like I loved everything that you guys said. Loved all the stories. I basically am the same way with everybody else. Like I just try and do life on stories. And I will tell you this tip that I have from Morgan McIntyre. I love Morgan McIntyre's Instagram. It's so amazing. You guys, every morning, she posts about her keto coffee. Morning, y'all. I'm just making my keto coffee. And her cute little accent every morning. She's posting about it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like it takes people like 7 to 20 times of seeing something before they're interested. So some mornings I will literally post myself, like recording myself. I just did it this morning on my story. Good morning, guys. I'm just making my keto coffee. I'm so excited. So what is keto coffee? This is what it is. Oh my gosh, you guys, it gives me all the energy in the world. It helps with my concentration. I just love it. It's amazing. Like that's it. Sometimes I'll do a poll at the end and sometimes I won't. I'll just leave it as simple as that. Let's see. Okay, so Sharon talked about printing your followers list. This is something that I have done. This is what I've been doing. This is what I've been working on for the past almost month, maybe. It's been about a month. So it's really, really simple to print your list. All you have to do is go to your desktop computer, okay? Go to your desktop and then just type in Instagram.com. You can actually access Instagram on your desktop computer. You cannot message. It's really depressing. I just wish more than anything in the world that you could send Instagram messages on a desktop, but you can't yet. But you are able to scroll your newsfeed and you're able to pull up your list. So all you're going to do is go to your Instagram, go to your own page on your desktop, click on followers or following. You can do either. Personally, I chose to start with who I was personally following. So I printed out my entire list so these are all people that I am following, okay? And all you have to do is, so it's going to pop up in a box and all of your all the people you're following are going to be listed. You just highlight it. Like right click your mouse, highlight. It's going to take you forever depending on how many people you have. You're going to have to keep scrolling, and then just copy it, open a Excel spreadsheet and click, or a Word document, open Word document and click paste. I put mine into 4 different columns. I just switched it together, or 5 columns. This is my newer one. And I'm literally going through. So it tells you their handle, so like how to look them up. It tells you their name, and then it says that I'm following them. And this is what I've been doing for almost a month now. Literally going down this list, messaging every single person. So just for like instance, for number wise, like I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. I have just started Instagram like within the past month. Like I've really started hitting it hard. So I have not signed anybody yet. I have had numerous numerous calls. I've gotten people on the phone. I've Zoomed with people. I also Zoomed with a girl from Australia. I'm obsessed with her. Like she will be on my team. I've messaged approximately 415 people since I printed out my list, and I have over 60 potentials. So I busted out a notebook. I have a notebook that I haven't used yet, and basically what I do is when they respond to my message and they say, yeah, I'll I'm interested in learning more or whatever, or if they vote in my poll and they respond to me, I write their name down in a notebook. So in the past month, I've added 60 new potentials to my business. So that's huge. So even though it's not taking off right now, I know that as soon as like I start harvesting these seeds, like it is going to take off. So I tell you that because it takes time, you guys. Like Instagram is going to take you time. And I will firsthand tell you, like just last week, Katie had to give me about a 30-minute Voxer like talk, like heart to heart, like you can do this, you got this, because it is hard. Like I'm just going to be so 100% honest with you, because it is a struggle. Like I was getting a lot of no's, I was getting a lot of ignores. Like I had people that were interested and they came back and they're like, you know what, I just don't think this is for me anymore. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this. I had one girl that went to my website, was literally in the midst of signing up, and said, can we do this tomorrow? And then she got back to me and said, I changed my mind, I'm not doing this. Like it's hard to hear that. It really is. It takes a toll on you. But you have to keep going. You have to keep going. Like I've told myself, like, you know what? I just messaged these 400 plus people. If I stop now, that was all a waste of time. Literally all of that was for nothing. I've just wasted an entire month of my life. Like you have to keep going no matter how hard it is, no matter how down in the dumps you feel. Like if you feel like you're not getting anywhere, like you are planting those seeds and it will take off. So I cannot like stress enough, consistency is key. And like I love, like if you notice, every single lady that was on here tonight loves doing this. They love it. It's an obsession. And I 100% agree with you guys. And it didn't start off that way. I just basically woke up one morning and I was like, you know what? I'm going to start working Instagram. I'm just not digging Facebook right now. I feel like Facebook, the algorithm is just all over the place. I feel like there's so much negativity on Facebook. I feel like people are rude on Facebook. But you guys, Instagram people are so nice. They're so nice. And I'm sure any one of these women on here who have been working Instagram will tell you that. Like, I will have people respond back to me and say, oh my God, thank you so much for the sweet message. I don't really think this is for me, but I would love to keep following you. Like, keep in touch with like a kiss. And I'm like, oh my God, you're so nice. Like, people tell you no in the nicest way. So Instagram is absolutely amazing, but I'm telling you right now, it is going to take work. Like, it's going to take work. If you're willing to put in that work though, like I'm telling you, it's going to take off. So printing the list, I want to tell you guys how to do that. Also, when it goes to messaging, I can't like stress this also enough. Like Sharon, I 100% agree with you. You use their name. You please, for the love of God, use their name. Like I will tell you right now that if you go to your Instagram, if you're private, then if you go to your inbox, it will tell you over here. I don't know if you can see it right here. These are people that I am not following. I have 29 requests. Okay, these are people trying to message me. This is how they read. Hey, hun. Hey, lady. Hey, hi, thank you. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hi there. Hey, like no one is using my name. Do you think I want to open those messages? No, because they have no idea. They did not. I literally had an It Works distributor message me and say, hey, I just started this business and I'm looking for 90-day product models and I was wondering if you would be a product tester for me. Like, did you look at my page? You didn't look at my page because granted, I don't have It Works vomited everywhere on my page, but if you would just open one of my posts, you would know that I'm running a business of my own and that I am in network marketing. So, I mean, and it's not the first It Works distributor I've had message me. So please do not print out your lists and just go through and just blast the same copy paste message to all of your people because they will know. They will literally know that you don't know anything about them, that you don't know who they are, and that you do not have their best interest at heart. So like Sharon said, go to their page. Like open their page. You don't have to do it for 10 minutes and scroll. Like look at the top, 9 pictures or so. Look and see what their life is about. Look and see what they do. Where do they live? Because that's the other thing, you guys, like Instagram is worldwide, which is so awesome because you can talk to people from anywhere. So if you message someone from Australia and you tell them that our kits are half off and it's only $49, wrong. It's not $49 for them because they're in Australia. The price is 100% totally different. And it's way more than $49. And then they're going to be really sad and depressed when you're like, oh, just kidding. It's actually like $89. And then they're going to be like, oh, shoot. So do your research, like really open up their page, take a minute, tell them why you think you'd be good at this, be like, oh my gosh, like I can see that you're really passionate and you're a really positive person. And I think you could rock this business out. Like, what do you think? Sending out those personalized messages while it takes you a little while longer is going to work out so much better for you in the long run. It's about pictures. Okay. Word swag. So this was another tip I gave to Katie earlier because I just discovered this myself recently. So stories, if you guys if you're just getting started on Instagram and you're getting started on stories, if you notice, one of the best things to do is to stack your story. So I'll try and go through mine real quick and hopefully you can see. Oh my God, that picture grosses me out. I forgot I posted that. I cut open an apple the other day and it was molded on the inside. So gross. I posted it. It's really yucky. Okay. So if you look, my stories are stacked. See how it's the same picture? They're stacked so that you keep reading and keep reading. Okay. So what I discovered is it can take time to do that on Instagram. So I've been word swagging everything. If you don't have word swag, download word swag immediately. I know we're telling you to download 5,000 apps, but literally you need every single one of these in your life if you're going to work Instagram. Word swag. I'm going to show you really quick. I'm going to walk you through what I'm talking about because I know it can be confusing. Okay. Word swag. So you're going to open this up. I'm also going to give you guys another tip that I think people don't know about because I just blew 3 people's minds today when I told them this. When you open up word swag, okay, it gives you the option to pick all of these pictures, right? I guess people don't know. There is a search bar right here that you can type in anything that you want. So for instance, let's type in swimsuits. Okay, so it is showing me a bunch of pictures of women in swimsuits that you can pick from. Woo! So you can make a really awesome picture. Let's see. I'll pick, oh my gosh, I just need a good one really quickly. Does it have to be that good? Some of them, I will not lie to you, are super, super cheesy, but it's totally okay. Let's pick this one. Okay, so I'm going to pick a picture. I'm going to do this one. Super cute. Okay, so then you would crop. So you can crop it. This isn't going to look good because I'm doing it so fast. So you can crop it to Instagram story. So it's going to make it the size of the Instagram story for you. And then you're going to crop. So then what you'll do is it gives you the text. You edit the text. You put in whatever text that you want. And then you click save. Okay, so I edited. I clicked save. So my picture is saved on my phone. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to go back. And you're going to push this little plus sign up here, and it's going to give you another text box. So then you're going to put in this text box and you're going to put whatever you want to say, click save, and you're going to do the same thing, okay, to tell whatever the story is that you're going to tell. And I think it was Ashley who said it. Instead of typing the question in the poll, like I also do that, I put it as normal text and then I just do the poll with the answers. So like when you do a poll, it gives you the option of typing in the question, but it only can be white. Super annoying. It won't let you change the color of the question. So if your background is white, no one will be able to see it. So I always ask the question as like my final picture, and then I'll put that up there and then I'll do the poll. So what you're going to do is all those pictures are going to be saved on your phone. You're just going to go to your story. You're going to upload picture by picture in the right order and then upload your last picture, and then you can add the poll to that. That's how I've been doing my stories. It just seems to save a lot of time. It is a little tiny bit time consuming still, but it's going to save you all kinds of time. And then polls. So your polls, what time is it? 9:50. Okay, I'll wrap things up, I promise. What happens when you do a poll is that a lot of people think that once after the 24 hours is over, that if anyone has voted in your poll, that you actually lose those votes, but you don't. They're saved on your phone, so don't freak out. So what you do is you go to your page, and there's a little clock up here. You can click on the clock, and this shows you all of your past stories. It'll archive all of your stories for you. So I can go back to a poll from, I don't know when this poll was, way, way long ago, and I can scroll up and see who voted in my poll. Because I know that people didn't realize you can do that. So I wanted to throw that out there. Linktree. Okay, so Linktree is, yes, Ashley, you can definitely share, and just, I think this is the last thing I'm actually on. Well, I have 2 more things, so it's really quick. Linktree is super simple. It's just basically something, I don't have one on my profile yet, but Katie does. So if you wanted to see it, basically what it is it just lets you add links to wherever you want for people to click on. So like, I don't remember who said it earlier, I'm really sorry, but you can put like, join my team, and it can be a link to your page to get started. You could type keto coffee. Like if you're talking about keto coffee a lot, you can just do one that says keto coffee, and it'll go directly to the keto coffee page on your website. You can click one that says follow me on Facebook, and it'll go straight to Facebook. So it's really nice because it just puts everything there for you in one area, and it's free. So it's really awesome. And then the last thing was, I saw someone ask a question earlier about putting your phone on airplane mode so that you can continue to post. You actually don't have to do that. What you can do, my phone's gonna die, so let's hope that it holds on. Okay, so what you can do is you can go to add a picture. So I went to Instagram, I clicked add, I put my picture up. All you have to do is click, oh, sorry, please hold. I didn't do it right. I'm trying to do things. Okay, if you click next and you go in and you put in, so like, look, I'm making a post, you go in and you type your whatever you want to say. If you click the back button twice and then you push cancel, I'm sorry, I can't like show you and do this on my phone at the same time. I'm not that smart. Then it'll save it in drafts. It'll say, do you want to save this in drafts? And you say yes. And it saves it right there at the top. So I just went to add a picture. This is my camera roll, but that's the one that I saved, and it saved it in the drafts. So you don't actually have to do the airplane mode anymore. You can save everything there, and then it's really nice because when you make posts, you just pull it up, click drafts, click on that, and you can post it. So Ashley, tell us about your other app you use.
Yeah, it's not as like nice as all of like the ones you guys have said before, but it's called Instagram Followers. It looks like that one right there, and it literally just simply tells you who have you followed and who've unfollowed you. Like it shows all of your new followers, everyone who's has unfollowed you, and everyone you followed. So I don't know, that's just an easy way I keep track of people who are unfollowing me, because if they're gonna unfollow me and I don't see them like as a potential, I'll just unfollow them too. That's another way of like keeping track of your following to followers ratio, if I guess that's what you want to call it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I like that one, so I'll have to check that one out. Okay, so speaking of that, like Ashley said, I know it's confusing you guys, like it just takes some time, but I know Sharon kind of talked about it. I think we all kind of touched on it, but that is what Cleaner and Captivate are for. So when you're in Cleaner, what it does is it's going to show you everyone that you're following, and it's going to show you if they're following you back or not. So what you want to do is you want to unfollow the people who are not following you back. because you basically want to think about it this way. They're not seeing your posts. They're not seeing anything that you're doing. So those will be the people that you will unfollow. So I kind of do what Sharon said, like I won't unfollow every single day. I'll unfollow every couple of days. That way it gives people a chance to follow me back. And then if they haven't, then I'll unfollow them. So when you're on, when you're on Cleaner, it'll show you, this way seems to work best. It'll show you, so everyone's like Instagram is in a little bubble, and then it shows you at the corner, it has a little green, like green arrows. That means that I'm following them and they're following me back. And like as you keep scrolling down, there'll be this one like right here, it's yellow, and it says doesn't follow you. So I'll go through and just like, I only do about 40 at a time. Like I unfollow around 40 at a time because like Sharon said, then you have to put it in a cloud, and I don't mind doing that, but it's annoying to me because I have to go back and click it. So I'll just do like 40 at a time, and I'll unfollow, and I'll just check my numbers. I'll see where my numbers are at. So like right now I have 2,609 followers, and I'm personally following 1,458. So my numbers are really spread apart. So as I go through and start doing my followers, then I'll, give it a couple of days, and then I'll go back and I'll unfollow people who are not following me back, because it's literally not helping me whatsoever for them to not see what I'm posting. So I have gained over 400 followers within about the last month. And I'm basically, I was doing it not the easy way that Sharon was doing, so I'm really excited to do it that way. But I basically just doing the same thing. I'm just going to, local boutiques. Like I'll go to, so like people really like fashion. So like one of the places I go to is Fiddlesticks. Like I'll go to Fiddlesticks page, and I'll go to one of their pictures, and I'll start, I'll go through and like all their people. I'll go to mom blogs. There's some mom blogs out there that have literally like 12,000 followers. So I will write their name down. Like I'll make a note of that blog, and like I will just go to that person's blog for like a whole week. Because there's 12,000 followers, so I'll go through their pictures and I'll go through and follow all of those people and same like Sharon said, like you want to go to the pictures. You can't just go to their followers, because they could be not real accounts. Basically, they can be accounts that are not active and have been active for years. So I'll go to the pictures, and that's how I will get all of my followers. Let me check my notes really quick, but I think we covered everything.
So I know we've been going for an hour and a half, but did you guys talk about HypeType?
No.
So we can post all of these apps that we were talking about, but there's one more called HypeType.
Are you going to talk about it? I really have to go back.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. So HypeType is basically, so you know how if you have the update when you're doing your Instagram stories, you can now choose different fonts. You can choose the modern or the cursive. But if you choose a font that isn't in Instagram at all, you, I guess what the word I would be looking for is grab people's attention, really grab their eye. So it's called HypeType. I can't even remember who told me about this, but it's purple. So I have my Instagram in a little folder on my phone. And these are all the apps that we talked about. My WordSwag and my PicTapGo are not in here because I have those separately. But the HypeType is right here. It's purple and yellow. And you have to play around with it. At first, I was like, how do you do this? I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm very, very not tech savvy, you guys. But if you just play around with it, so when you first come to it, it's going to be just a camera. If you swipe up, it's going to let you choose from some of your photos. So do what Susan was talking about. Go to Pinterest, type in, for example, I did this the other day, and I'll show you what I end up doing with it. But I typed in friends on the beach or something like that, and I took a stock photo. So I'm literally just going to, okay, this is a picture of Jen Zay and her keto results. I'm just literally putting a random picture in there. So I can tap it and be like, this is just such a random example, but does keto really work? This probably is not an example of what I would use, but I'm literally just doing this super fast. So I type in my words, and then I press the little thing, and it's going to do this for me. And then down at the bottom, if I could click the little T, that's going to give me other options for the words. So you can just scroll through and just pick random ones and make it really fun. Do you guys see where I'm going with this? Like it makes it really fun. And then like let's say you choose that one. You can also choose, I'm going to do this. See this little thing down here? It's like the settings or whatever. You can tell it, you can add music to it. You can tell it how fast you want it to go or how slow. You can change it. And it's pretty cool. So that's that. Let me show you how I put this into an actual story. So whatever. So this is my Instagram and these are my highlights. I don't have like little cover photos for it yet, but this is my join one. And I don't know if anybody has mentioned how anything you ever put in your story, if you have the update, is now archived. So you can take any of your archived posts and throw it into a highlight. So your archived posts are up here in the corner with the little time, like the rewind time thing. And you can, this is all of your stories that you've ever put on Instagram, and you can decide to put any of these in your highlights. So what I've done is just archive some of my business ones. So let me get to the one, this is telling a story. Did you guys talk about telling a story on a story? We can talk about that next time.
No, I was just going to say though, if Alex is still on, you guys, like everyone go watch Alex highlights because her highlight story is freaking awesome. I love it.
I'm about to. Okay, so this one is how I use the hype type. So I did what Susan said. I went to Pinterest. I typed in friends on the beach or something like that, and I found this picture. And I use hype type for this. Oh, here it is. And then it's just like what you'll receive in the kit, and then it just kind of catches the eye. Do you guys see what I'm saying? So some of them are really cute, like it opens, like you can have words and this little box opens and your words come up. You can experiment with it. But what I was just saying about writing a story in a story. So your Insta story is just like your everyday, all day, like different moments of your day or whatever, and you're slipping the products and the business in there. But you can physically tell a story on your Instagram story. So if you're going to tell your story, you can find pictures of you. Like if I was going to tell my story, maybe I would throw up a picture of me pouring liquor into a glass and be like, 5 years ago I was a full-time bartender, and I would just start telling this story. And I would use photos like I kind of did here. So I started with a quote and I started telling a story, and I started, whatever, using photos to tell my story and how I, lost some weight and whatever, and then put a poll at the end. I love ending stories with a poll because you're like, this is how awesome this is. Do you want to join me or not? So I don't want to talk for too long, but those were just the hype type and telling a story in the story. So I guess we'll have to go watch Alex's and see how that goes.
Yeah, Alex's is so good. I was like obsessed with hers. Well, does anyone else have any other tips that you guys thought of while we were talking? Like, does anyone have any last minute questions? Like, I know we've been going for a while, but I feel like you guys are all loving life right now. So if there's anything else you want to talk about, we're totally willing. But if not, we'll wrap it up. Anyone? No?
I think this was so awesome. There's so many good tips, and I know we could literally do a weekly training about Instagram, about how everybody does it. And I know that I personally have tons of other things that, I could talk about, but I'm not going to tonight because it's already been going for a while. But I think just the thing to know is like everybody does it differently. Everybody has their own rhythm and schedule and whatever you want to call it with Instagram, and you just have to literally experiment with it every day, I think.
Yeah, I would say like you just have to learn to love it, honestly. I mean, like I seriously love what Ashley said. I think that's like my most favorite thing, that like you just do it. Like you're just excited about it. And I didn't used to be, but like I said, I woke up one morning and I was like, I'm doing this. Like, I'm going to do Instagram. I'm going to figure this out. The other thing I guess that I would add is that remember that you also have to work the other parts of your business. Not that Instagram is not going to build your business in the future, but if you are just starting out, make sure you're also doing those other parts of your business to build it. I love what Sarah said. I had a call with Sarah not too long ago, and she had said, you have two businesses. You have your current business right now, and you have the business that you're becoming. So those are the two things that you should be working on all the time. You should be working on your current business, but you can also be working on your business that you're becoming. And I think that's what Instagram really is for me right now. It's my business that I'm becoming. So I'm still sure to, follow up with my loyal customers, talk to my team, still post on Facebook as much as I really don't want to right now. Work on those things along with working on my Instagram. So I'm really excited. Thank you all of the guests that were on. I learned so much. I'm really excited, and I'm definitely going to get off and go work my Instagram because I'm so excited and pumped up. So if you guys have any other questions for any of the ladies specifically, please feel free to comment on the post about the Zoom. I will make sure to stay on Katie about getting the recording posted because I know that we forget those things. It's like easy to forget. So we'll make sure to get the recording posted. And that's it. So thanks, guys. We'll see you later. Have a good night.
Good night,
Go Rocket
everyone.
Fam.